Book of Numbers Study Bible, copyright 2025, all rights reserved. Chapter 26, 1406 BC, Second Census. And it came to pass after the plague, that the Lord, Yahweh, said to Moses and Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest,
Count the total number of men in the congregation among the children of Jacob/Israel, from 20 years old and up, throughout their father's house, who can go to war in Israel.
Moses and Eleazar the priest said to the Israelites in the plains of Moab, by Jordan River near Jericho,
Count the total number of men from 20 years old and up, just like the census the Lord, Yahweh, commanded Moses when they came out of the land of Egypt.
Sons of Reuben. Reuben, the oldest son of Jacob/Israel, the children of Reuben, Hanok number 2, of whom comes the family of the Hanokites, Phalu/Palu, the family of the Paluites, Hezron, the family of the Hezronites, and Carmi, the family of the Carmites. Note: in Numbers 26:6, the King James Version uses the name Palu for the son of Reuben. However, the son of Reuben was spelled Phalu in Genesis 46:9. Therefore, the SSB will use the naming convention Phalu/Palu for the name of Reuben's son. End of note. These were the families of the Reubenites, according to those who were numbered among them, 43,730. Sons of Phalu/Palu. The son of Phalu/Palu was Eliab number 2. The sons of Eliab number 2 were Nemuel, Dathan, and Abiram. This is the Dathan and Abiram who were famous in the congregation, who strove against Moses and Aaron in the company of Korah number 3, when they strove against the Lord, Yahweh, when the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up together with Korah number 3, when that company died, when the fire devoured 250 men, and they became a sign. Notwithstanding, the children of Korah number 3 did not die. Sons of Simeon. The sons of Simeon after their families were Jemuel/Nemuel number 2, the family of the Nemuelites, Jamin, the family of the Jaminites, Jachin, the family of the Jachanites, Zohar number 2/Zerah number 3, the family of the Zarhites, Shaul, the family of the Shaulites. Note: in Numbers 26:12, the King James Version uses the name Nemuel for Simeon's son. In Genesis 46:10, the name Jemuel was used for Simeon's son. Furthermore, the name Nemuel was previously used in Numbers 26:9 when referring to Eliab number 2's son. Therefore, the SSB will use the naming convention Jemuel/Nemuel number 2 when referring to Simeon's son. End of note. Note: in Numbers 26:12, the King James Version does not mention Simeon's son, Ohad. He is also not represented in the first census or the second census. The most likely explanation is that Ohad's family line died out before the first census in Numbers 1. That is, no surviving male descendants. End of note. Note: in Numbers 26:13, the King James Version uses 2 different names for Simeon's son, Zohar number 2, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Simeon's son was first spelled Zohar number 2 in Genesis 46:10. Simeon's son was then spelled Zerah in Numbers 26:13. However, the KJV previously used the name Zerah for 2 different people, in Genesis 36:13 for the son of Ruel, and in Genesis 36:33 for the father of Jobab. Therefore, since this is the third person with the name Zerah, the SSB will refer to this name as Zerah number 3. Furthermore, because Simeon's son is referred to by two names, the SSB will use the naming convention Zohar number 2 / Zerah number 3 when referring to Simeon's son. End of note. The Simeonites who were numbered totaled 22,200. Sons of Gad. The children of Gad after their families: Zephon / Ziphion, the family of the Zephonites; Hagi, the family of the Haggites; Shuni, the family of the Shunites; Esbon / Ozni, the family of the Oznites; Eri, the family of the Erites; Arodi / Arod, the family of the Arodites; Areli, the family of the Arelites. Note: referencing Numbers. 26:15, the King James Version uses two different names for Ziphion, the son of Gad, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Gad's son was first spelled Zephon in Genesis 26:15. Because two names refer to Gad's son, Ziphion, the SSB will use the naming convention Zephon / Ziphion when referring to Gad's son. End of note. Note: referencing Numbers. 26:16, the King James Version uses two different names for Ozni, the son of Gad, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Gad's son was first spelled Esbon in Genesis 46:16. Because two names refer to Gad's son, Esbon, the SSB will use the naming convention Esbon / Ozni when referring to Gad's son. End of note. Note: referencing Numbers 26:17, the King James Version uses two different names for Arod, the son of Gad, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Gad's son was first spelled Arodi in Genesis 46:16. Because two names refer to Gad's son, Arodi, the SSB will use the naming convention Arodi / Arod when referring to Gad's son. End of note. These are the families of the children of Gad according to those who were numbered among them, 40,500, sons of Judah. The sons of Judah were and Onan. And Onan died in the land of Canaan. The sons of Judah after their families were Shelah, the family of the Shelonites; Phares, the family of the Pharzites; Zara / Zerah number 4, the family of the Zarhites. The sons of Phares were Hezron number 2, the family of the Hezronites; and Hamul, the family of the Hamulites. Note: in Numbers 26:20, the King James Version uses two different names for Zerah, the son of Judah, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. Furthermore, the KJV previously used the name Zerah for three different people. In Genesis 36:13 for the son of Ruel, in Genesis 36:33 for the father of Jobab, and in Numbers 26:13 for Simeon's son. Therefore, since this is the fourth person with the name Zerah, the SSB will refer to this name as Zerah number 4. Additionally, the name of Judah's son was first spelled Zara in Genesis 38:30. Because two names refer to Judah's son Zara, the SSB will use the naming convention Zara / Zerah number 4 when referring to Judah's son. End of note. Note: in Numbers 26:21, the KJV uses the name Hezron for the son of Phares. Because the name Hezron was previously used for the son of Reuben in Genesis 46:9, the SSB will use the name Hezron number 2 for the son of Phares. End of note. These are the families of Judah according to those who were numbered among them, 76,500. Sons of Issachar. Of the sons of Issachar after their families, Tola, the family of the Tolaites; and Phuvah / Puah, the family of the Punites. The sons of Phuvah / Puah, Job / Jashub, the family of the Jashubites in Shimron, the family of the Shimronites. Note: referencing Numbers 26:23, the King James Version uses two different names for Pua, the son of Issachar, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Issachar's son was first spelled Fuva in Genesis 46:13. Because two names refer to Issachar's son Fuva, the SSB will use the naming convention Fuva/Pua when referring to Issachar's son. End of note. Note: referencing Numbers 26:24, the King James Version uses two different names for Jashub, the son of Issachar, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Issachar's son was first spelled Job in Genesis 46:13. Because two names refer to Issachar's son Job, the SSB will use the naming convention Job/Jashub when referring to Issachar's son. End of note. These are the families of Issachar, according to those who were numbered among them, 64,300. Sons of Zebulun. Of the sons of Zebulun after their families, Sered, the family of the Sardites, Elon number 2, the family of the Elonites, Jaleel, the family of the Jalelites. Note: in Numbers 26:26, the King James Version uses the name Elon for Zebulun's son. The name Elon was first used for the son of Ruel in Genesis 26:34. Therefore, the SSB will use the name Elon number 2 for the son of Zebulun. End of note. These are the families of the Zebulunites, according to those who were numbered among them, 60,500. Sons of Joseph's son, Manasseh. The sons of Joseph/Zaphnath-Paneah after their families were Manasseh and Ephraim. From the sons of Manasseh, Mashir, the family of the Machirites. Mashir begat Gilead. From Gilead comes the family of the Gileadites. These are the sons of Gilead: Jezer, the family of the Jezerites; Helek, the family of the Helekites; Azriel, the family of the Azrielites; Shechem number 2, the family of the Shechemites; Shemida, the family of the Shemidaites; Hepher, the family of the Hepherites. Note: in Numbers 26:31, the KJV uses the name Shechem for Gilead's son. The name Shechem was first used for the son of Hamor in Genesis 34:2. Therefore, the SSB will use the name Shechem number 2 for the son of Gilead. Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, had no sons, but did have daughters. The names of Zelophehad's daughters were Mahlah and Noah number 2, Hoglah, Milcah number 2, and Tirzah. Note: in Numbers 26:33, the King James Version and most other Bibles spell Zelophehad's daughter's name Noah. However, the Masoretic text spells Zelophehad's daughter's name Noah, meaning Noah. The Noah in Genesis, Lamech's son, is spelled slightly differently, Noah, meaning Noah. Although the Masoretic text spells Zelophehad's daughter's name Noah, the SSB will maintain the KJV spelling Noah and label this particular person as Noah number 2 from here forward. End of note. Note: in Numbers 26:33, the KJV uses the name Milcah for Zelophehad's daughter. The name Milcah was first used for the daughter of Haran in Genesis 11:29. Therefore, the SSB will use the name Milcah number 2 for the daughter of Zelophehad. End of note. These are the families of Manasseh, according to those who were numbered among them, 52,700. Sons of Joseph's son, Ephraim. These are the sons of Ephraim after their families: Shuthalah, the family of the Shuthelhites, Becher number 2, the family of the Bachrites, and Tahan, the family of the Tahanites. These are the sons of Shuthelah. Aaron, the family of the Aaronites. These are the families of the sons of Ephraim, according to those who were numbered among them, 32,500. These are the sons of Joseph / Zaphnath-Paaneah, listed by family. Note: in Numbers 26:35, the KJV uses the name Becher for the son of Ephraim. The name Becher was first used for Benoni / Benjamin's son in Genesis 46:21. Therefore, the SSB will use the name Becher number 2 for Ephraim's son. End of note. Sons of Benjamin. The sons of Benoni / Benjamin after their families: Bela / Bela number 3, the family of the Belites; Ashbel, the family of the Ashbelites; Ahi / Ahiram, the family of the Ahiramites; Mupim / Shupam, the family of the Shupamites; and Hupam / Hupam, the family of the Huphamites. The sons of Bela / Bela number 3 were Ard number 2, the family of the Ardites; and Naaman number 2, the family of the Naamites. Note: referencing Numbers. 2638, the King James Version uses two different names for Bela, the son of Benoni / Benjamin, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. Furthermore, the KJV previously used the name Bela for two different people. In Genesis 14:2 for the king of Zoar, and in Genesis 36:32 for the son of Beor. Therefore, since this is the third person with the name Bela, the SSB will refer to this name as Bela number 3. Additionally, the name of Benoni / Benjamin's son was first spelled Bela in Genesis 46:21. Because two names refer to Benoni / Benjamin's son Bela, the SSB will use the naming convention Bela / Bela number 3 when referring to Benoni / Benjamin's son. End of note. Note: referencing Numbers 2638, the King James Version uses two different names for Ahiram, the son of Benoni / Benjamin, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Benjamin's son was first spelled Bela in Genesis 46:21. Because two names refer to Benoni / Benjamin's son Bela, the SSB will use the naming convention Ahi / Ahiram when referring to Benoni / Benjamin's son. End of note. Note: referencing Numbers. 2639, the King James Version uses two different names for Shuppam, the son of Benoni / Benjamin, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Benjamin's son was first spelled Muppim in Genesis 46:21. Because two names refer to Benoni / Benjamin's son Muppim, the SSB will use the naming convention Muppim / Shuppam when referring to Benoni / Benjamin's son. End of note. Note: referencing Numbers. 2639, the KJV uses two different names for Huppam, the son of Benoni / Benjamin, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Benoni / Benjamin's son was first spelled Huppam in Genesis 46:21. Because two names refer to Benoni / Benjamin's son Huppam, the SSB will use the naming convention Huppam / Huppam when referring to Benoni / Benjamin's son. End of note. Note: in Numbers 2640, the KJV uses the name Ard for Bela / Bela's, his son. The name Ard was first used for the son of Benoni / Benjamin in Genesis 46:21. Therefore, the SSB will use the name Ard number 2 for Bela / Bela number 3's son. End of note. These are the sons of Benoni / Benjamin after their families. Those who were numbered among them were 45,600, Sons of Dan. These are the sons of Dan after their families. Hushim/Shuham, the family of the Shuhamites. Note: referencing Numbers 26:42, the King James Version uses two different names for Shuham, the son of Dan, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Dan's son was first spelled Hushim in Genesis 46:23. Because two names refer to Dan's son Hushim, the SSB will use the naming convention Hushim/Shuham when referring to Dan's son. End of note. These are the families of Dan after their families. All the families of the Shuhamites, according to those who were numbered among them, were 64,400. Children of Asher. Of the children of Asher after their families: Jimnah/Jimnah, the family of the Jimnites; Ishwa/Iswi/Jesui, the family of the Jesuits; Beriah, the family of the Beriites. Of the sons of Beriah: Heber, the family of the Heberites; and Malchiel, the family of the Malchielites. And the name of Asher's daughter was Sarah, number 2. Note: referencing Numbers 26:44, the King James Version uses two different names for Jimnah, the son of Asher, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Asher's son was first spelled Jimnah in Genesis 46:17. Because two names refer to Asher's son Jimnah, the SSB will use the naming convention Jimnah/Jimnah when referring to Asher's son. End of note. Note: referencing Numbers 26:44, the KJV uses three different names for Jesui, the son of Asher, between the books of Genesis and Numbers. The name of Asher's son was first spelled Ishwa and Iswi in Genesis 46:17. Because three names refer to Asher's son Ishwa, the SSB will use the naming convention Ishwa/Iswi/Jesui when referring to Asher's son. End of note. Note: in Numbers 26:46, the KJV uses the name Sarah for Asher's daughter. The name Sarah was first used for the wife of Abraham in Genesis 17:15. Therefore, the SSB will use the name Sarah, number 2, for Asher's daughter. End of note. These are the families of the sons of Asher, according to those who were numbered among them, were 53,400. Sons of Naphtali. Of the sons of Naphtali after their families: Jaziel, the family of the Jazelites; Guni, the family of the Gunites; Jezer, the family of the Jezerites; and Shelam, the family of the Shelamites. These are the families of Naphtali, according to their families, and they who were numbered among them were 45,400. Total census: 601,730. The total number of men from 20 years old and up who were able to go to war from the children of Jacob/Israel was 601,730. The Lord, Yahweh, said to Moses,
Unto these the land will be divided for an inheritance, according to the number of names. To larger tribes, you must give more inheritance. To smaller tribes, you must give less inheritance. Everyone will receive their inheritance, according to those who were numbered. Notwithstanding, the land will be divided by lot. They will inherit the land according to the names of the tribes of their fathers. The possession of land will be divided by lot between the larger tribes and the smaller tribes.
These are they that were numbered among the Levites after their families: Gershon, the family of the Gershonites; Kohath, the family of the Kohathites; and Merari, the family of the Merarites. These are the families of the Levites: the family of the Libnites, the family of the Hebronites, the family of the Mahlites, the family of the Mushites, the family of the Korathites. Kohath begat Amram. The name of Amram's wife was Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, whom her mother bare to Levi in Egypt. She bare unto Amram Aaron, Moses and Miriam their sister. And unto Aaron was born Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Nadab and Abihu died when they offered strange fire before the Lord, Yahweh. Those that were numbered of the Levites were 23,000, all males from 1 month old and up. The Levites were not numbered among the children of Jacob/Israel, because there was no inheritance given to them among the children of Jacob/Israel. These are they who were numbered by Moses and Eleazar the priest, who numbered the children of Jacob/Israel in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. But there was not one man on this current register who were numbered that Moses and Aaron the priest previously registered when they numbered the children of Jacob/Israel in the wilderness of Sinai, referencing Numbers. Chapter 1. For the Lord, Yahweh, had said of those on the previous register,
They will surely die in the wilderness.
and there was not one man left from the first census except Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua the son of Nun,